Hi, I'm Mike Morrow, and I teach auto mechanics at the local colleges here in the deserts of California. And I do videos off and on different subjects. And I did a video of repair of an airbag light on a 2012 Ford Focus. And so the first thing I do when you get the airbag lights or any kind of light, warning light, is to pull the codes. It's a 2012, so it's fully computerized vehicle. So I happen to have this code reader that will send me a report. Let's look at that report. This is the launch code scanners. They sell. This is about a $250 scanner. It's pretty nice because it scans even the body codes, and you can see it here. There was an issue. It's telling me right frontal airbag sensor. And also if I click on it here, it breaks it down what the code is. B as in boy, 0095. And you can look that up anywhere. That's a basic body code, and that's a right frontal airbag sensor. So it's telling me something is wrong with that airbag sensor. So I got a couple videos here, what I did. I'm going to watch these real quick. So I have a 2012 Ford Focus and it had an airbag light on. And so the first thing you do, of course, 2012, pretty well fully computerized. I pulled the codes and I came up with a B as in boy, 0095. And if you look up that code, that is the right frontal airbag sensor. So, my camera everywhere. First thing we're going to do is, which I've already done, I think I need to clean my garage. Disconnect the negative battery cable to the battery because we're going to be working on airbag system. Negative cable. Now that's been off for about an hour. That's what the book recommends. So this car has two frontal airbag sensors, and hopefully I'm going to zoom in on it. See them. There's one buried in there. You can see the plug. There's the plug to it. That's the left front and the right front. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there where my finger is. And you can see the plug to it. And there's a little bit of oil on the plug. But so first thing we do is we inspect connections. So I saw the oil, and being that this car had some electrical ratcheting problems. Oh. My camera. So let me. Okay, so let me go to the next video. So basically, the car it did have a history of a rat getting in there and chewing some connections, and I did some repairs on it about a year ago. The airbag light wasn't on then, but it's on now, so it's possible that whatever that rat chewed on, if the rat did get into the air impact sensors wiring, it had chewed through and it finally broke through someplace where I didn't see it. So let's look at this next video. So we're going to be inspecting the electrical to this right impact sensor. And here's the wiring. And I see something right off. Right here. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but I see a chew mark or a nick in the wire.
don't know if you can see that with the camera, but there's definitely something cut through that wire right there. So this was a car that had some rat issues. So we're going to pull that harness apart and take a look at it.
So yeah, that was the first thing I saw a cut in that conduit, and if you pull the conduit back a little bit, you could actually see a bare wire. So then the next video shows what happened next.
So when I tugged on that wire to the crash sensor, it came loose completely. So the rats chewed completely through it. And so we're going to repair, see where it was hooked up there. It didn't come out of a plug or anything, it's been chewed on and it came apart. So that was the code we were getting, was from that sensor.
Okay, so yeah, I found actually 2 places where the rat had chewed through that purple wire. You can see it here in this video.
So there's the connector to the airbag sensor. It's got some oil on it too, so I'm going to clean it up. You can see the rats chewed. I didn't cut these. These have actually been chewed through here and here. This wire they actually chewed through twice. So we're going to correct this, and then we're going to put it back together and see if we can clear our code.
So definitely found some wiring that had been chewed completely through, and that was the same area that I was getting the code from. So I took those, and I could have probably ordered a new pigtail for that sensor, but I was able just to strip the wires back, solder. I use solder. I like to use solder, especially on connections like that are critical for your airbag systems. And then I put shrink tubing on it, and then I recovered everything with with some new split conduit. So let's watch this last video.
So initially I didn't get a shot of this. I had a you can see the airbag light there. After I started the car, my airbag light would stay on. So that's when I pulled the codes, and I got that B0, forgot the code, B as in boy 0095, which led me to that right front sensor, that right front impact sensor. That. The repair was right here. I soldered all the connections and I'm shrink tubing on it, and then I covered everything back with the split conduit. Put the battery negative back up. Went into the car. I ducked under the ignition, underneath the steering wheel, and turned the ignition on, because if there's going to be an accidental deployment, I'm not going to be sitting in that driver's seat. So anyway, I turned the ignition on, car started, the airbag light went out within 2 seconds. So, repair of a rat chew problem. This is the 3rd one on this vehicle.
So that corrected it, and sorry for the loud noise around the engine, but basically said the same thing I just said about soldering the connections together and using the heat shrink tubing on the where I soldered, and I put new split conduit. Ducking under the steering wheel when turning that ignition on for the first time. Manufacturers have different specifications of how we're supposed to reconnect the battery when we're have been working around airbags. Some will actually have you turn the ignition switch on before you hook up the battery, and then hook the battery up just in case that the airbag decides it wants to go off. You're not in the car, so you got to read it's very important you read the manufacturer's instructions on that. I figured if I was ducking under the steering wheel, the airbag wasn't going to get me if it went off. But there is cases of accidental airbag deployment and the mechanics getting injured. So we always have to be very careful, read what the manufacturer says, and also make sure when you're done with a job like that is to go back and erase all the codes. And then usually I drive it around the block to see if it's going to come back on again right away, and everything seemed to clear. So that corrected that airbag light. Again, one of the problems of living in the deserts is we have rats that love to get into the engine compartments and build nests, and they love to chew through wires. I don't I don't know what it is about wires. So that ends this video. So thank you.